Good morning. I'm Sarah Pearson in the News 2 Alert Center with your Morning Pulse for Tuesday, February 10th, 2026. Monday evening, the North Platte Public School Board of Education authorized Chairperson Emily Garrick to enter negotiations with Associate Superintendent Dr. Damon McDonald to serve as acting superintendent through the school year. The move comes after the board accepted the resignation of Dr. Todd Rhodes, who submitted his resignation in mid-January. Initially, the resignation was set to go into effect at the end of June, but the board moved his resignation date to February 27th.
There has probably been some confusion. For clarity, the board did not request this resignation. The board previously approved Dr. Todd Rhodes' resignation that was submitted effective at the end of the school year. And since that time, he has submitted a revised resignation indicating an earlier effective date of the end of this month.
Rhodes has led the school district since 2022 and has served in administrative roles with the district from 2006 through 2013. Lincoln County Commissioners are taking action to protect the Nebraska International Port of the Plains from legislation that would expand inland port authorities across Nebraska without ensuring adequate funding. During Monday morning's meeting, the board unanimously approved a letter opposing LB 915. The measure would allow new inland port designations statewide, something commissioners say threatens the viability of ports already struggling for resources. The Nebraska International Port of the Plains, located in the Hershey Rail Park, was the first inland port authorized in Nebraska.
Is that there's already a lack of adequate funding to support the development of existing inland ports. And inland port authorities in Nebraska have continuously faced persistent challenges related to the capital investment.
According to Commissioner Bruns, multiple municipalities across the state have expressed interest in having an inland port within their boundaries. Turning Point USA is coming to Nebraska. Governor Jim Pillen announced a partnership to bring chapters to every high school in the state. Turning Point USA was founded by Charlie Kirk. According to a release, this partnership will continue his vision of student-led engagement and free speech. Right now, more than half a dozen schools in the state already have club chapters. The state's Department of Education says student clubs have always been a local decision, with individual boards setting the rules. Governor Pillen says he will release more details at a press conference this afternoon. We will have more tonight at 6 and 10. A full slate of Olympic action continues late this morning and early into the afternoon. Team USA goes for gold in curling as they take on Sweden in mixed doubles starting at 11 a.m. At 11:30, qualifications for men's individual figure skating get underway. Team USA has 3 men competing, with Ilya Milan as a heavy favorite to win after leading Team USA to gold in the team figure skating event. If you have another screen, tune into the women's luge finals starting just minutes after. 3 American women vying for podium finishes. Then a little after 1, it will be a thrilling rematch of the 2022 gold medal match in women's hockey between the U.S. and Canada. You can watch all these events and more live right here on KNOP and USA Network as well.
Well, hi there, everybody, and good morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this Tuesday morning, a day that's going to be a lot cooler than yesterday, but still above what you would expect for this time of the year. We still got some decent weather ahead of us down the road here. But before I get too far along, I do want to start off with the current advisories, the watches that we have out there right now here. We still have, this is actually an extension of the flood alerts that were supposed to expire yesterday evening. They'll now go out until noon today, including the flood advisory along the Platte River from about the South Locust Avenue area there south of Grand Island to about Chapman. So not a very long area there, but things are getting better. But they did this, the National Weather Service did decide to actually extend this out until noon today. Still a flood watch from the Omaha National Weather Service for the Elkhorn, Platte, and the eastern part of the Loop River there in eastern Nebraska. That'll go until noon today as well. We're all behind a cold front that passed through the area overnight. Behind that front, we've had some pretty breezy northerly winds. We'll see those throughout the day today. Much cooler temperatures. That said, still above average for this time of the year. We've got some thicker clouds kind of right in this area this morning here, and then northward, but the thickest are right on the edge there. A lot more clear skies to the south and east. These will gradually erode away with more sun expected later on today. Then we'll see some increasing clouds overnight tonight from the west, although they'll dissipate a little bit towards tomorrow morning. The western areas will see the thickest clouds. Now during the day tomorrow, partly to mostly sunny in the morning, but then becoming mostly cloudy later in the day, and maybe even a few sprinkles or very light rain over western and northern Nebraska as we look ahead to your Wednesday evening and overnight Wednesday night. I don't expect much. Our chances of rain over the next 7 days are pretty slim. We're not looking at much out there. Otherwise, temperatures looking to recover in the days ahead after kind of a cooler day today, but still above average. Highs in the mid to upper 50s and low to mid 60s, or sorry, mid to upper 40s and low to mid 50s. Warmer the farther south and southeast that should go. Cooler off to the north and northwest. Overnight lows tonight will be colder than we're seeing this morning. A lot of us stayed in the 30s this morning. We're going to see low and mid 20s for lows tonight. I would not be surprised to maybe see a few spots fall into the upper teens. Tomorrow's better. We'll get up into the 50s with south winds that'll be a little on the breezy side out there. Mid 50s for a lot of us, perhaps even a few upper 50s in southwest Nebraska. Upper 20s or mid to upper 20s and low 30s for lows for Wednesday night into Thursday morning. A little bit warmer on Thursday. Lots of 50s again, but maybe a few low 60s in southwest Nebraska. Thursday night to Friday morning, most of us will see 20s for lows, but then looking for those highs to get a little bit better on Friday. High temperatures up into the upper 50s and lower 60s. So looking good, and it gets even better down the road, to be honest with you here. So as you look long range, again, you can see that temperature trending upwards in the days ahead. I've taken out most of our rain chances. Even that Saturday chance is very slim. I'm debating taking it out, to be honest with you. So if you're looking to celebrate Valentine's Day with your sweetie either on Friday or on Saturday, I think the weather's going to be fine either one of those evenings as the weather just continues to be nice right into your Sunday and Monday. Looking long range, I think we may peak on Tuesday. Then temperatures start to come down a little bit later in the week here. We'll watch a potential storm system that comes in towards the end of next week. That's something that's a long ways out yet. We'll keep an eye on it. I'll talk about that in just a second here. Let's take a look at the North Platte forecast, and you can see the warmer air to come Wednesday, Thursday, and then even better yet Friday, Saturday, and even better yet on Sunday and Monday. The best could be on Tuesday, and then temperatures come down a little bit beyond that, although nothing dramatically colder by any means. In fact, the Climate Prediction Center looking at next Tuesday through the following Monday, so this is now taking us towards the latter portions of February, still keeping most of the central and eastern U.S. warm and the western U.S. cooler. So that basically shows kind of a jet stream that kind of looks a little bit like this, which means the majority of our storm systems may pass to our north, to our west, and then to our north along that jet stream area. Now, the Climate Prediction Center does have us in the above average precipitation range. I'm a little iffy on that right now. I'll show you some models and show you what we could be facing down the road here. Let's start with the European model. The European model is less aggressive than the GFS down the road. So again, there's not much, kind of watching that Wednesday night, Thursday time frame for some sprinkles, but not much there. And then later in the week, not much. Saturday, the system that looked like it may bring a little bit of rain for our area now looks to be well to our south, and so our chances of rain look pretty small at this point. So really we're looking towards later next week now for maybe our next chances of moisture. But as of right now, the European model doesn't have much through Friday morning. Maybe something comes towards Friday or Friday night, Saturday, somewhere in that time frame. But up until then, and this is as far out as my European model goes here, I don't see a whole lot now. The GFS does differ a little bit here. Let's look at that GFS model, and again, there's not a lot. Maybe the sprinkles or light rain later this week. The big shield of moisture on Saturday stays to our south. So again, that's why I'm probably going to take out that 20% chance for Saturday. And then as you look long range here, we'd be looking at the end of next week. GFS actually has kind of a classic spring storm system with rain and thunderstorms on the front end and then snow and wind on the backside. But again, the long range models, when they differ like that, that usually means, since they're not in line, that usually means I don't want to get into too many details because those long range models, if they're that different, that means there's going to be a lot of changes before we get there. It's still 9 or 10 days away anyway. So, but what you do see is, yes, cooler today. But we just begin to warm right back up at the end of this week, right into the weekend and early next week. It's looking great all the way through at least Tuesday or Wednesday. And yes, the European keeps us on the mild side basically all the way through Thursday into Friday morning there. So it doesn't really have any cold air coming in through the middle of next week, whereas the GFS with that storm system late next week does try to get us a little colder. So again, we're cooler today. This is the GFS model. Then we just gradually kind of warm things up in the days ahead, turning into some much better weather this weekend, and especially as we get into next week. But then as we get towards the end of next week, the GFS does bring in some of that moisture back into our area. So with that, that's about all I have for you guys for today. I want to thank you all for watching on this Tuesday morning. I'll be back with you on Wednesday with all the latest. Take care. God bless. Bye.